right, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that I am done with the first build of my car, and hopefully you guys are really close to being there too. I wanted to show you a few things as we got started to be able to show you how we went from this, which was the first version of the base plate of my car, into this, the final version of the base plate of my car. Now, you might notice a few things that are going to be really key with this, and as I turn this on, you can see snaps right to. The switch is hidden. I did use a little bit of hot glue to keep this little plate on, so I made a separate plate here. I also used hot glue to keep these straws on so they don't fall off, and I'm not using it with tape. You'll notice here I have my lines taped down neatly, and I'm using heat shrink for the wrap on my wires. So as you look at the different iterations that you have, or versions I should say that you have, and you go from the standard version, our version 1, and you make changes, you'll notice that each one of your progressive changes, like when I made this one right here, I made it with the battery pack involved so I could show you guys how that worked, okay? But one thing I didn't do is, my camera's going a little bit crazy, is I put the switch here in the middle. I was hoping to have the switch there. Two mistakes I made. I mismeasured it, so when I printed it, it wasn't working quite right, and I could no longer get the motor inside. So when I went to fit my motor in, that was of course wired, if you'll look here, I tried to put it in there and it wouldn't fit because of the mismeasurement that I had. I hadn't thought about the fact that I'd need to slip it in. So for me, it's not quite as complex because I can just send a new version. I can measure it out in Thingiverse, and then I can send a new version to the printer. For you, it's going to take a couple days because by the time you email it to me and I'm able to print it and deliver it to your classroom, it'll be a couple days. So what I would make sure you do is take this, or if you've got a different version that you've printed, here's my version 3 on here, that you really spend some time measuring on these different versions. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated and it's going to take you a long time. So you can build all the little pieces you want right on here. Use tape, use this chipboard, and just start building what it would look like and see if the parts fit inside where you want them to be. Gives you a chance to make it longer and wider. You'll notice, maybe you won't, on my last version, I made this quite a bit thinner. Take a look at how thick my first version was. The base plate was quite a bit thicker than this last version. And then of course, to finish it off, I added this little front piece here, which was the one design element that I hadn't included before. And then I printed up this little cap to go over top of where I have my switch, which is right here. So when I flip it on, it goes on, but none of the switch components they're all hidden behind there, and you can't see them unless you look inside that little piece right there. All right, so I think you guys can do this. I think it's a really exciting day. I look forward to many of you getting to the apprentice level, and happy building.